Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where after yesterday's incredibly clever puzzle from Ard van der Wetering, we are in a purple patch of the great Sudoku setters in the world, because today we are doing a brand new puzzle by none other than Qodec, one of my very favourite people and setters in the world of Sudoku. This one's called Goldilocks and the Renbans. I believe it's brand new and it's had loads of recommendations already. Very simple rules today as well. So we've just got sort of killer Sudoku and Renbans, which I'll explain properly in a moment or two's time. And I think 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So I've no doubt we're in for a total treat. The Logic Masters Germany comments on this are just breathtaking, even for such a new puzzle. So this is what we're going to attempt in today's video, and I will read you the rules of this one in a moment or two's time. Now, a couple of things to mention before we kick off today. We are going to be releasing a bonus video on the channel on Sunday morning, 10 AM UK time, which is going to be a collaboration with none other than Matt Parker. Matt Parker of standupmaths, which is one of my favourite YouTube channels, a channel I've watched for years. And yeah, Matt was kind enough to get in contact with Mark and me about a puzzle that appeared in this year's MIT Mystery Hunt. And I know many of you will be familiar with the Mystery Hunt, but apparently there was there was a Sudoku-related thing that happened, and yeah, Matt wanted to challenge us to see whether or not we could do it, and our attempt, which has Matt commentating, if you like, is going up on the channel at 10 AM on Sunday morning. So do look out for that. It was a thrill to make that video, and it was definitely a very, very interesting puzzle by Egregious Error. So anyway, that's coming very soon. Otherwise, over on tomorrow morning is we do the Times Masterclass. Where hopefully I will have time tomorrow, although I do have something on in the morning, but I am intending to try and make the masterclass video, which will go up around lunchtime tomorrow, solving tomorrow's Times crossword. Well, Mark is going to have a go at the final puzzle from the American Crossword Puzzle Tournament, the ACPT, and that's going to go on Patreon tomorrow afternoon. Definitely check that out. It's a really interesting one. Because Mark does solve a lot of American puzzles, which are sort of more quick crossword style puzzles as far as the UK is concerned. But the amount of American culture you have to absorb to be really quick at the ACPT is gigantic. So often, especially the grand final puzzles, are quite challenging for us Brits. But anyway, Mark is going to attempt that tomorrow and put his solve up. So that might be interesting to some of you. Very well done to Paolo Pasco, who won the ACPT and absolutely tore through that final puzzle. I mean, it was incredible. I have seen some footage of that, big fan of what Paolo's doing over on LinkedIn with all of the logic games there every day. So yeah, anyway, well done, Paolo. Another phenom from the puzzling world. Now, what else? I've got birthdays. Big birthday in the Sudoku community today. The Pedaling Pianist. Check out Mark's video later. The Pedaling Pianist, Stuart. Also, by the way, we heard from your family as well, who asked if we could pass on their congratulations on your birthday. So yes, I am doing that now. A very, very clever group of people the Pedaling Pianist has around him. So anyway, Pedaling Pianist, many happy returns. I hope you get chocolate cake. Watch Mark's video later. And also, this is lovely. Madeline has turned 1 today. Madeline, I know this because your mum and dad wrote to me, Zlata and Aurelia, and apparently you've been listening since you were born, which is quite incredible. And the email I got suggested, this can't be true, but it's sort of wonderful for me to hear. Said that you were utterly transfixed by the videos. well, I hope that's right. To the extent you're taking any of it in, you're going to be an incredible solver one day. And you're having homemade hummingbird cake today, which sounds delicious. So Madeline, many happy returns. I hope you understand I'm talking to you, and yeah, and I wish you the very best. And I'm going to have my ear to the ground on your Sudoku solving future. And that's all the news. So as Maverick takes off from the local airfield, and no doubt will buzz past the window shortly, let's have a look at Goldilocks and the Renbans by the mighty Qodec. And these are the rules. We've got, it is normal Sudoku. Yeah, I think it's normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Qodec always explains exactly what a killer cage is. But anyway, so cages, digits in a cage cannot repeat, and they sum to the number in the upper left corner. So those 3 add up to 15 without repeating a digit. Those 3 add up to 12. Obviously, we couldn't repeat a digit there. In fact, I think that might be the only cage where we could repeat a digit. But anyway, hopefully that's clear. And then we have Renban rules. So digits along purple lines are a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in some order. So if this square here is a 1, these 2 squares here would have to be 2 and 3. And that would be a completely legitimate way of filling that Renban line. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, my eyes are drawn here. This is the longest Renban in the puzzle, and it's 5 cells long, so there must be a 5 on it. I mean, that's a slightly fatuous thing to say, but the reason we know that is if we imagine the Sudoku digits 1 to 9 laid out in front of us, and we cut a set of 5 consecutive ones out, we'll always pick up a 5. If we start with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we start with 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So there's always going to be a 5. I mean, okay, there is a secondary point there, which we can think about in the context of this 10 cage. There is definitely not a 1 or a 9 on this Renban. Let's think about that for a moment. If there was a 1, the Renban would be populated with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a big problem making 10 in 2 digits, because the lowest digit we can put in now is 6, and 6 plus 7 is more than 10. Now, what about if we put 9 in? We're going to have the same problem, because now the most this can be is a 4-3 cage, and that won't add up to 10. So there must be a 4 and a 6 as well as 5 on this Renban. That means the 10 cage is not a 4-6 pair. In fact, that's very odd. I wonder whether actually, I might do some maths in a moment, but the other thing I can say is this can't be a 3-7 pair, weirdly. And that's less obvious, but that's also true. And it can't be a 3-7 pair, because how would you then construct a 5-cell sequence if 3 and 7 are not available? You couldn't do it. There would be no way. Between the digits 3 and 7, we only have the digits 4, 5, and 6. So consecutive sequences 5 cells long become impossible. So this 10 cage is either 2-8, which might be worth thinking about. If it's 2-8, this would have to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would have to be 1, 9. But if this is 1, 9, then I think this has a lot more flexibility. We know that this sums to a multiple of 5, don't we? The way I'm seeing that is as follows. Let's take the middle value digit on this Renban. We don't know what it is, but the middle value digit, let's call it x. Then obviously on this line we're going to have the digits x minus 2, x minus 1, x, x plus 1 and x plus 2 because they're a consecutive sequence. If you sum up everything I've just listed, you'll get 5x. Now, here's a secret I share with my very favourite people. If you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. And a whole box of a Sudoku, because of the rules of Sudoku, sums to 45. That is the secret of Sudoku, and it's a wonderful time to know that secret, because this year, 2025, is bizarrely enough the secret squared. 45 squared is 2025. So this box adds to a multiple of 5, 45. That line adds to a multiple of 5. Those two add to a multiple of 5. So these must add to a multiple of 5 to make the box mathematics work. I don't know how to use that. I don't know if that's doing anything, but I thought I'd mention it. Okay, let's try something else. Let's instead look at maths again, maybe on this column. 5 cells adding up to 19 is interesting, because the triangular number for 6 is 21. And you may say, well, why are you talking about the triangular number for 6? It's sometimes how I think about 5 digits. Because what I can do is I can say, okay, is it possible then for 5 digits to add up to 19? And if I know the triangular number for 6 digits is 21, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, and I missed out a 1 from that sequence, I immediately know the minimum 5 digits could add up to without a 1 is 20, and 20 is more than 19. So there is a 1 in one of these, definitely. Now, weirdly, that is not the same in row 4, is it? There's 20 there, so that doesn't have to have a 1 in it. But if it didn't have a 1, it would be exactly 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't really want to make that pencil mark either. My corner pencil marking I reserve for box logic, or I try to reserve for box logic, rather than column logic. So normally, if I put a 1 in there, I'm saying that the 1 in this box is in one of those 2 cells. So that's what this corner pencil mark means. If I was to put a 1 like that, it would mean a very different thing. It would not be sort of talking about the box logic there, even though there was a corner pencil mark. So I will resist that. Okay, so it's probably, is it mod 3 on... Is it mod 3? It might be mod 3. So let's try column 1 then. The reason mod 3 is occurring to me is that 3-cell Renbans, it's one of the only properties I know about them. And it's similar to what we've just done here, but it's less complicated. So again, look at the middle value digit, we don't know what it is, on that Renban. Let's call it x. Well, then we know that those 3 digits sum to x minus 1, x, and x plus 1, which sum to 3x, i.e. the sum of the digits on that Renban are divisible by 3. Now, 15 is divisible by 3. The column from the secret is divisible by 3. 45 is divisible by 3. And that means these 3 cells here, let's choose a better colour, they are divisible by 3. But here's an interesting thing. 18 is divisible by 3 as well. So that means that sort of whatever the remainder is when these 2 digits are divided by 3, these 2 digits have to have the same remainder. Because if those 3 are divisible by 3, and these 3 are divisible by 3, then obviously these are from the same, what we're called modularity. They're from the same vertical portion of your number pad. So if this is from 147, this will be from 147. Let's use some numerical examples in case that's not clear. So let's say these 2 squares are 3 and 8, which add up to 11. Well, now this square by mathematics is 7, but we know that these 3 digits add up to a multiple of 3 as well. So what are the options for this square? And you can see 3 and 8 add up to 11. So this is, in order for these 3 to be divisible by 3, this has to be 1, 4, or 7, which is from the same vertical stretch, all remainder 1 digits when divided by 3. Now, so those have the same remainder when divided by 3. So, okay, so I think that these are all different modularities then. Because if all of these were from the same modular set, there would be 4 of the modular set in the box. So 147, and then that would repeat the 147. And it doesn't work. 3, 6, 9 do add up to 18. So we could have done 3, 6, 9 here. Well, we could have done 3, 6, 9 there, but then that would also be a 3, 6, 9, so that doesn't work. So actually, the modularity of these two is one of each that aren't green. So let's make that orange, let's make that blue. Because if you think about how we're going to get to, yeah, and this might be very obvious to some of you, but it certainly wouldn't have been obvious to me 2 or 3 years ago when you first start thinking about things in modular terms. Let's talk about how we're going to make a number, how we're going to add things together to get to a number that's divisible by 3. Now, if we look at, say, 2, 5, 8 on our number pad, the numbers 2, 5, and 8 all have a remainder of 2 when divided by 3. So if I add up 2 of them together, add up 2 of the numbers 2, 5, and 8, then I'm adding up 2 remainder 2 numbers, which sort of gets to remainder 4, but 4 is itself divisible by 3, and then you'd need so your net remainder 1. So to get back to being remainder 3 again, you have to add another from the 2, 5, 8 set. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but that's sort of how I'm thinking about it. So what that means is, I'm probably overcomplicating this. Well, what it means is, that's one way of making a number that sums to a multiple of 3. The other way of doing it, if I'm looking at 3 different numbers, is going to be to take 1 from each column of our number pad. 1 remainder 1 number, 1 remainder 2 number, 1 remainder 0 number. If you add up those 3 digits, you'll also come to something that has a 0 remainder. So we've worked out that this can't all be from one set, so these have to be of different modularity. Yeah, okay. Now, yes, and that's the same point is going on in this row, look. It's slightly different numbers. We've got 18 here, rather than 15, but 18 is divisible by 3. The Renban is divisible by 3, so these 3 numbers are divisible by 3. These 3 numbers are divisible by 3, so they must have the same modularity. Now, this is definitely what we're meant to think about, isn't it? I think. So, yeah, so each of these little strings now is one of each modularity. Because we know they're divisible by 3, that those 3 are definitely divisible by 3. Now, I can't construct that from 3 blues, 3 of the blue modularity. So this can't be 3, 6, 9, because I know I need 1 of 3, 6, 9 in one of those squares. This can't be 4, 5, 6, because I know I need 1 of those modularities up there. Oh, hang on, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. I was mixing up entropy. No, this can't be... It can't be 2, 5, 8. Because 2, 5, 8 is 1 of each modularity, and that's going to break. One of these digits will be 2, 5, or 8. That string of digits is interesting. That can't be 1, 2, 3 because the 7k... In fact, it can't be 1, 2, 3 and it can't be 4, 5, 6. Because either of those... If we go 1, 2, 3, how do we make the 7 cage work? The 7 cage will either be 1, 6, 2, 5 or 3, 4. And all of those break. And again, if this was 4, 5, 6, our 3 ways of getting 7 in a domino would break. Now... Well, hang on. 24. Yeah, I don't know how big this can be, actually, in terms of sort of Renbanic terms. 18. Oh, right. If we go as high as 5, 6, 7, that won't work. That won't work because of the secret. If 5, 6 and 7 sum to 18, 18 and 18 is 36. That makes these 3 digits add up to 9. Now, how's that going to work? What's the max? If these 3 add up to 9, what's the maximum those 2 add up to? 8. If these 2 add up to 8, what does this have to be? At least 10. And that's impossible. So 5, 6, 7 is out. So this, and anything higher is going to break this even more. So this can't be 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. So this is either... It's not 1, 2, 3. Hang on. So it's either 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. And then 4, 5, 6 won't work because that will break this. And 5, 6, 7 we've worked out doesn't work. So this has 3 and 4 on it, definitely. Which means this... Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, that's very clever. Not of me, of Qodec. Right, so I don't know what this is, but it's either got 2 or 5 on it. And that means this is not 2, 5, so that is 1, 6. And that's the one that we were looking for in this column. We knew there was a 1, and now we found it. So this is either 3, 4, 5, which would make this a 2, and that would make this 2, 3, 4, or it's got a 2 in it. It's 2, 3, 7 then, isn't it, to make it? It's the only way we can get the extra 10 we'd need if we can't use 1, 9 or 4, 6 or a second 2 to make 2, 8. So 2, 3, 7. No, that doesn't put as much pressure on here. And this is either 2, 3, 4 makes these add up to 18. That doesn't work. Oh, I see. That's weird. Oh, that's that's really weird. Hang on a minute. That doesn't work. No, that's weird. Right, okay. This is not 2, 3, 4. Because if this is 2, 3, 4, that adds up to 9. 18 gives us 27 for those 6 digits. These add up to 18, but so do these. So mathematically, if those 3 add up to 18, and these 3 add up to 18, and these 2 digits are common to both sums, what does that imply the value of this is compared to this? So imagine those added up to 11. What's this going to be? 7. What's this going to be? 7. That won't work. So that's not 2, 3, it's not 2, 3, 4. It's 3, 4, 5. Now that's immediately good because that rules 3, 4, 5 out from that 12 cage, which is now it's 2, 3, 7. We just worked that out. So that's not 3. By the way, I'm definitely going to check whether I can do something similar down there in a minute, but let me just think about this for a sec. 4, 5, 8, 9. Let's... Ooh, Mark would definitely pencil mark this. Okay, I will. Oh, will I? It's getting... I did it there. Oh, yes, I will. Okay, 4, 5, 8, 9. That's about the limit of how much I want to pencil mark. 4 digits in a cell. Not seeing anything as a result of that. Let's have a quick look at column 1 and see if we can do the same sort of thing. It's going to be this Renban, isn't it? Okay, again, the same point is true, in the sense that a very low total here, 1, 2, 3, breaks this 8 cage. Because all of the various dominoes that could add up to 8 won't work. 1, 7, 2, 6, 3, 5. So we're not looking at a very low Renban. What's the highest Renban we can get away with here? If we go 5, 6, 7, that doesn't work. Not because of totals, but because that also breaks the 8 cage. Okay, so let's try 6, 7, 8. If we go 6, 7, 8, then we've got 21 here. No, it's beautiful. It's the same. It's the same. If that's 6, 7, 8, 21 plus 15 is 36. These add up to 9 again, which means the maximum sum of those is 8, and that is at least 10. So 6, 7, 8 doesn't work. 5, 6, 7 didn't work. So it's lower than 5, 6, 7. So it's either 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3. Oh, this is much worse, isn't it, actually? Yeah, I fear this is going to be worse. Oh, hang on. How do we get... I tell you what a different way of doing this might be. How do we get 18 in those squares? 33, 12. Is that how we do it? I think this is work. I don't think it's as constrained, but let me just think about this. So what I decided to do, having learned that 18 is a very difficult total for those 3 squares, is to try and make those 3 add up to 18. Now I can do that. That would give me 33, which puts 12 on the Renban, which is a 3, 4, 5 triple. So that's out. We cannot do that. 3, 4, 5 here would make this digit equal to this digit. So, but the problem is, I can rule 1, 2, 3 out. I can't rule 2, 3, 4 out. I've just ruled 3, 4, 5 out. 4, 5, 6 is the other option, I think, for here. 5, 6, 7, I did rule that out. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, that's still beautiful. It's still beautiful because, okay, so what we've now worked out is that this Renban is either 2, 3, 4 or 4, 5, 6. Now, 2 things that we can do as a result of that. This is so clever, by the way, Qodec. It tells us, firstly, there is definitely a 4 on this Renban. Secondly, could this be 3, 5? No, it couldn't, because there's either a 3 or a 5 on this Renban for sure. Could this be 2, 6? No, because there's either a 2 or a 6 on this Renban. So, what that means is we can take all of this out. This is 1, 7, definitely. That's my favourite bit of that. It's so beautiful to me. Right, where's 1 in box thingy? The technical term for box 5 is thingy. The answer is there. How do I know that? Well, look, Sudoku is pointing 1 into those squares. So that we could put a 1 on the Renban, except we can't. If we put 1 on the Renban, both of those squares have to equal 7. That won't work. So 1 is here. These 2 cells therefore add up to 14 without repeating a digit. So we're not double 7ing there. This is either 5, 9 or 6, 8. And I think I'm going to have to think about this. So, I mean, could that be 3, 4, 5? The answer would seem to be yes. Could it have 2 in it? Yes, but only just. If it has 2 in it, it needs 2 more digits to add up to 10. That couldn't be 1, 9, couldn't be 3, 7, couldn't be 2, 8, so they'd have to be 4, 6. So 2, 4, 6 or 3, 4, 5, I think, are the options. So is there definitely a 4 in both of those, isn't there? Okay, so there's a 4 in here. That is not a 4. That is not a 4. Right, here's something better. Here's something much better. Where are the big digits in this box? When I say big, I mean the massive digits, the 8s and the 9s. There's no 8s and 9s in this 12 cage. Because if we do put 8 or 9 in there, we're going to have to use a 1, and we can't. So there's no 8, 9 in particularly these squares. There's no 8, 9 there, there's no 8, 9 there. This could actually be an 8 or a 9, but that means either 8 or 9, or both, are here. Now that means, imagine 8, well, if 9 is on here, it's 9, 8, 7. If 8 is on here and 9 isn't, it's 8, 7, 6. So this is definitely from 6, 7, 8, 9, and it definitely has 7 and 8 on it. And therefore, we're going to get the 7, aren't we? We're going to get the 7 here in this 12 cage. Now, so okay, so this is beautiful. So now this 7 and those 7s plonk 7. Oh, hang on, no, it doesn't. I thought it was going to determine it. It's not. Oh, bobbins. Oh, okay. No, I can't do that. What was this? This was either 2, 3, 4. Or 4, 5, 6. Don't know how to do that. There's definitely an... Okay, this is not 8 anymore. This is 5 or 9, so it's odd. Okay, and think about a 2-cell Renban. The nature of that is a bit like a white Kropki dot, if you're familiar with variant Sudoku. Because this must contain a consecutive pair, it must contain an odd and an even digit. So this digit is either 4, 6 or 8. Oh, that's lovely. Right, okay. So now we're going to play a totally different game. We're going to ask, where is 8 in column 4? And the answer is I don't know, but I know enough to know it's hidden, it's hiding away, look, right down at the bottom of the grid. Now, that's interesting, because that made me think about 8 in this row. Where's 8 in this row? And the answer is, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. I know it's not here, because this Renban is either 2, 3, 4 or 4, 5, 6. I know it's not in the 12 cage, because the 12 cage can't contain an 8, because it can't contain a 1. So the 8 is over there. And that is beautiful for this, which can't now have an 8 in it. So it's not 1, 6, 8, it's 1, 5, 9. And that is going to do... I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, yeah. Well, I do. I do actually know what that's going to do. That is weird. Oh, this puzzle is so strangely beautiful. It really is. Okay, here's some weird logic. Right. Which one of these is a 9? I don't know. I have not got a clue. But in a way, I don't care. For this reason. Let's say this was a 9. Where's the 9 now in this row? And the answer is obviously not in it. If this is 9, it's not going in its own box. It's not in the 12 cage. It's not in any of those squares. There's no 9 on this Renban, which has got a 4 on it. So the 9 would go here. So if this is a 9, that's a 9. If this is a 9, where's the 9 in this column? It's the same logic. It couldn't go in its own box. It can't go up there. It's there. So that is 9, whichever one of these is 9. Which means this is 8. Now, I was going to say you can't put... I was going to say you have to put 9 in here, but you don't quite. 765 is 18. There's 4, isn't there? On both of these Renbans. So there's a 4 in one of those cells. And there is no 4 in my 18 cage. There's no 9 on the thingy. In box thingy. This is 6, 7, 8 now. Right, so what are those? They are the other digits in this box. 4 and 5. So if they're 4, 5, this is a 3 to add up to 12. And that's going to be very important for the following reason. Come on, brain. Think of a reason. 2, 6, 8 into these squares. 2, 6, 8. Now that one definitely can't be 8. So that's 2 or 6. And that makes sense, doesn't it? So if this is 2, this is a 3, 4 pair. And if this is 6, this is a 5, 4 pair. And we didn't run into any problem with that, did we? With the way, yeah, the way 3, 4, 5 was the option that we ruled out by making those 3 add up to 18. So okay, so we can't. I don't think we can do that. I'm not sure. Wow. So I'm going to have to do something else. What about... Oh. No, they don't have to be the same digit, Simon. They do not have to be the same digit. I was going to say, where's 1 in row 1? In fact, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, where's 8? Oh, that's a better question. That's a much better question. So I was thinking about the way my brain worked there. I was thinking about 1 in row 1, and I was noticing if it went in here, this 18 cage would be forced, because it would have to be 1, 8, 9. And then I was thinking about, well, could it go there? Because there's no 8. So if we put the 1 in one of those, we couldn't make this 1, 8, 9. But then I realised the 1 could go there, and I think that might still have worked. But I then thought, okay, well, hang on, where's 8 in this row? And that is quite a decent question, because the 8 is in the 18 cage. And now I've got to partner this 8 with 2 digits that add up to 10, that are not 2, 8, that would repeat the 8, are not 3, 7, and are not 4, 6. So sort of by dint of other logic, this does become 1, 8, 9. And now I know what these squares are, 2, 6, 7. Which add up to, they add up to 15. And this digit now, well, it's going to obviously depend, isn't it? So that could be a, hang on, let's work this out. If that's 6, 7, that's 5. We did that earlier. If it's 7, 2, this would be 9. Don't know if that works. I think it can only be one of those. It can't be 2, 6 here, can it? Because that's going to make this too big. So if this can't be 2, 6, there must be a 7 in here, and this is not 7. So this is 2 or 6. And you can see the modularities working. We've got 2 and 5 and 6 and 9. That's how they're going to share a pathway. And then this square. Well, let's try it again. Let's try the same logic. 8 has got to be down here now. And then we need 2 digits that add up to 7. Now, what are we looking at in that regard? The answer is blowing in the wind. No, it probably isn't. What can we rule out? What do we know? There's a 4, don't we? No, hang on. No. Oh, it's something to do with this line. Hang on, let me just look. I'm just going to list the options. It's 2, 3, 4, and 4, 5, 6, isn't it? So this is definitely not 8, 3, 4. 4 is ruled out. If this was 8, 2, 5, that cannot be. It cannot be 8, 2, 5. Because there's either 2 on here or 5. If it's the 2, 3, 4 variant, obviously there's no 2 in here. And if it's the 4, 5, 6 variant, there's no 5 in there. So this this bottom one is 1, 6, 8. This is a class puzzle. It is class in a glass. That's now a 2. So this is 2, 3, 4. And this is not 2 in the corner. And it's not 6 in the corner. It's 7 in the corner. And this is 5 or 9. Now, which way round does this work then? So these add up to 11. Oh, okay. That might still be both ways round possible. So 1, 3, 4 into these squares. No, no. What is going on now? These are not 2, so this is a 6, 8 pair. Have we got the same sort of logic? Yeah, look, 9's coming out of these squares. We have to be really careful with the symmetry here. There's a lot of symmetry in this puzzle. Now, I'm not quite seeing what I'm meant to do now. It's probably these lines. It's probably the lines we've not thought of. Oh, no, it's probably not, actually. 7 is on this line. I hadn't seen that. This 7, because this couldn't be 7, 7's in one of those. Now, that means... That means 2 is not on this Renban, because if 7's on it, the lowest it can get to is 3. Right, that's it. That's it. Right, so the question we're meant to ask now is, where's 3 in box 3? And the answer is, as usual, I don't know. But 3 is definitely in one of those squares, because it can't go on this Renban. If 3 was on here, the highest digit this could be would be 5 if it was 3, 4, 5, and it's bigger than that. So 3 is here. Now 3 is here, which means this Renban has 3 and 7 on it. So it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these squares are 1, 2, 8, 9. And those two, remember they added up to a number divisible by 5? Well, now that number is 10. Because if that's 1, 9, that's 2, 8. And if that's 2, 8, that's 1, 9. Oh, okay, this cell can't be a 9. Because it sees a 9 in one of those two squares. So if that can't be 9, that can't be 1. Oh, this would be gorgeous if this does something. Phone's buzzing. That's nothing important. Okay. Right. Ooh, okay, here's something. Look at these two digits here. And I genuinely have no clue what these digits are, except that they are not 9. So there is a massive family of digits that these could be. Obviously it partly depends on what this is. If this is 8, because these can't be 9, these would be a 6, 7 pair. Now what I'm looking at is this Renban. If this is a 6, 7 pair, those two digits go there, don't they? Now what if this was a 6? We could go 5, 4. But again, though that whatever is up here is down here. However we construct this Renban, these 2 digits, not this one necessarily because it could be 8, but these 2 digits are definitely on that Renban. So those 2 digits, let's use a colour, let's go, those 2 digits are those 2 digits. And so they are not on that one. Oh, so is it something to do with we can't have the same digits? Hang on, let's just, hang on. Now I should tidy up my Sudoku, shouldn't I? Is there some issue? I mean, if that's 8, because you can't put 6 on here, this would have to be 8, 7, 9. Does that work? That would make this square a 7. I don't know. Maybe is the answer. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. Or, how do we do this then? Okay, let's look at 3 in this column. 3 in this column is definitely not up here. So 3 is there, so this isn't 3. Unfortunately, that doesn't work as well with the symmetrical digit here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the right way to think about this is. Because, I mean, these could be fantastically low, couldn't they? That's definitely possible. Or is it? Oh, it's not something like... Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Yes. Oh, it's actually, this is really sick. Okay. I proved that these 2 digits are the same as these 2 digits. What I didn't do, because it's against my nature, is I didn't then pencil mark them. And had I done that, I would of course have realised that, okay, this column, those digits there, oh, I've used orange already. I really wanted to use orange. I'll use yellow. Those yellow digits there, of course, are the same digits as on this Renban. So this is a consecutive sequence of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this digit cannot be 6. This is a remarkable puzzle, actually. There have been 2 or 3 moments in it where the logic has felt completely new. Weirdly wonderful. This 9 was one of them. This sort of whichever Renban you get a forced cage was one of them. And this is beautiful. That cannot be 6. So that's 8, that's 6, and now this has to be 6, 7, 8, which means these are 6, 7. These are not 6, 7. So this is 3, 4, 5. This is not 8. 1, 2, and 9 in the column. The 2 is definitely in box 6. Now, does that allow us to do more? It's probably going to be here now, isn't it? So this is no longer 6. And if this was 8, there would be a 7 on the Renban, and that doesn't work. So that's 8 now. And that, oh, that's lovely. So now this is not 2, 8. You could almost feel how Qodec has set the puzzle. So this is 2, 8. Now, okay, 8 can't be on this Renban. 5, 6, 7 is as big as, well, it can't be 5, 6, 7 anyway. So 8 goes in the corner. This is a 1, 6 pair. We know the order from this. So this is 1, this is 6. And, well, okay, one is placed in the bottom row. 2 is very close to it. It's very hard to put 2 on here, but I don't think I can rule it out. Because it could just be 2, 3, 4, couldn't it? If this is 5... Oh, I see. No, it's lovely. It's lovely. If this is 5, you can't put 6 in these squares because of this. So it would be 5, 4, 3, and that's going to break the corner. So it is 4, and it must have 2 on it. It cannot be 3, 4, 5. So it's 2, 3 pair here, and this square, well, hang on. So this corner square is a 5. No 3 in the corner there. Have we got... No 3s in the corner today. Some of you will be relieved. That's a 9. So this is 5. This is 9. That's 9. This is a 1, 2 pair. These 2 squares are now a 1, 8 pair. The 9 is going to help us. 9, 1, 1, 8, 8, 2, 2, 3 pair there. Look. What are those? 4, 5. So 6 in this column seems to have to be at the bottom. 6, 7, 7, 7, 6, 8 here. 1, 2 is done, look, using this one. 2, 3 is done. 3, 4 is done. 4, 5 is done. Good grief. 6, 8, 6, 8 is done. 5, 9. 5, 9 is not done, or at least it may be done, but I'm not seeing how to do it. Right, aha. So this is 5 now to make the mathematics of the 18 work. So that's 5, that's 4, that's 4. That's a 1, 3 pair, so that's 1, that's 6, that's 3, that's 2. That's 6, that's 7. We've not put 8 and 9 into this row, so we must do that. And now we've got 2, 7 here, which is also resolved. 8, 6 here, which is resolved. 5, 4 here, which is resolved. 3 must go here. 5 must go here. 4 must go here. I mean, it's just, it's just collapsing. This is a great, great relief. Okay, what do we need? We need 4, 5, and 5 can go here. 5, 9, 9, 4. 4, 3, I've not put 6 into that row, and now I need 2 and 3. That is sensational. What a puzzle that is. That is total genius setting. Absolute genius from a master of the form. As I said before, there are loads and loads of places in this puzzle where you just go, what? How's he done that? I mean, the beginnings really interesting. I don't know if I needed the modular thought, but I had it. I don't think it did me any good. No, I think the key was to think about these Renbans and to realise they were limited in strange ways. But that is a masterpiece. Goldilocks and the Renbans. Goldilocks because you don't want things that are too hot or too cold. You've got to get things that are just right, not too low, not too high. That's definitely referring to those, isn't it? It must be. These are the Goldilocks lines. That is what I think Qodec's getting at. Fantastic. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.